Welcome. In this module, we'll take a case study of Perl applications security hardening. Carnegie Mellon Software Engineering Institute is the benchmark. Some exceptional controls are available there, and the URL is on the screen. This is the standard 8-step security hardening methodology proposed by Delta Tech and which we use in our consulting assignments. And this would be the mechanism that all of the students who are watching this course should use while hardening an asset, irrespective if it's a network device or a software asset or an infrastructure asset, a database, or any other type of IT asset. In standard 8-step methodology, and we use it on the software security hardening also. So if you look at the SEI website, Software Engineering Institute of Carnegie Mellon, there are rules and recommendations, and here we have around 7 or 8 rules on the left side, and on the right side you see about 7 or 8 recommendations, and this is the layout of what the website looks like. So let's take a look at rule number 1. IDS 30-PL is the reference number, and the title of the control is exclude user input from format strings. So the detail is provided by SEI Engineering Institute as follows. Never call any formatted IO function with a format string containing user input. An attacker who can fully or partially control the contents of a format string can crash the Perl interpreter or cause a denial of service. She can also modify values, perhaps by using the %n conversion specifier, and use these values to divert control flow. Their capabilities are not as strong as in C, and the reference is given here from CS205. Nonetheless, the danger is sufficiently great that the formatted output functions sprintf and printf should never be passed unsanitized format strings. This is an example of the non-compliant code in the red border, and it's showing you here what is wrong with the printf function, which is shown in the middle. This non-compliant code example tries to authenticate a user by having the user supply a password and granting access only if the password is correct. And here we see the correct mechanism how to do this, and as you can see, there's no printf function over here. And this compliant code example avoids the use of printf since print brackets provide sufficient functionality. And we don't have to use the printf function. That's all that we have for this module. And you should actually look at the entire set of controls for Perl and implement them during the SDLC, the software development lifecycle. You have to, at each phase of the SDLC, there's a security activity that needs to be done. And as we've been saying before, the QA function and the security function in organizations need to be clubbed together, offering a single interface to the development team so that they don't have to keep running around in an iterative manner from QA to security and back to QA and back to security. But the control gate should be common, which includes recommendations for security testing and for QA testing, which goes back to the developer so that the developer gets a single window interface with QA and security. Thank you very much.